21-27. The Dallas Cowboys. I I hate when I'm right when I'm with certain when it comes to this team. Um, I shared with everybody. I shared with everybody um, before the season that the Cowboys were going to not be a good team this year. Um, they're not going to be a good team this year. They wasn't going to be a good team this year because the Cowboys didn't make the necessary moves in the offseason to build a roster, especially after what Dan Quinn did to our defense. Dan Quinn gutted the defense. And most of our defensive players, whether you want to call them second team players, we lost them. Um, Mike McCarthy got to go. It's just facts, man. He has to go. What I saw today in the running game, Rico Dotto had 12 carries for, I believe, 75 yards. For the year, Rico Dotto has 300 plus yards for the entire year. It is becoming to be a laughingstock. I put up a post that suggested that are we at a place or at a point where the Cowboys are now we are a paper bag team. The fans got paper bags over their heads. Are we at a point where it's time to start tanking? We was at this point at the beginning of the season. Dare I say, are we at a point now where we really should be considering trying to get Jerry Jones fired from being the GM of this team, or dare I say owning this team at this point? Because let's be real about this thing. Jerry Jones is not concerned about the fan base. He's not. He's not concerned about what the fans think. He's not concerned about what some of these savants of media think. He's only concerned about his bottom line. He's only concerned about his brand in terms of selling jerseys, selling tickets, and also building concerts and entertainment endeavors to make more money. I'm at this point with Jerry Jones and his team. Jerry Jones suspends Ezekiel Elliott without giving the fan base any uh, information pertaining to why. And at this point, you don't have to give us any information because we have come to our own conclusion that Ezekiel Elliott was unhappy with his role. He was unhappy with his role with the Dallas Cowboys, and thus said the things that he said, be there as it may, whether it's in front of people or it was behind closed doors. He made his stance clear, I'm sure. And because of that, you sit Zeke down. This team sucks at this point. It sucks. It been sucked before the season even started. Okay. I alluded to it before minicamp, training camp, off season, whatever you want to call it, whenever the time frames were. I alluded to it then. I'm sticking to my guns now that Jerry Jones doesn't care about winning. Just doesn't. He doesn't care about the fans. Whether it is monetary, what we pour into this team, whether it is our heart, sweat, feelings, he doesn't care. Does not care. So we have to look at what is taking place up ahead. We have Philly up next. That's not going to be an easy task because they don't like us as it is. And you know what? We got to get past the likes and the dislikes. Where I'm at with this football team is this. This team, I've never seen it be in such disarray, as bad as it has been in all of the years that I've been watching the Cowboys play. And I've watched Dallas play since the Roger Staubach era. Randy White, Jim Jeffcoat, Ed Too Tall Jones, Everson Walls, Butch Johnson. I've watched this team play, man. Tony Dorsett, Robert Pearson, Preston Pearson. Listen, man, I've watched this team from the years past to moments present, and I cannot remember. I think the biggest news that we had during that time, or that era, was, I don't know if you guys remember the field goal kicker Raphael Septien, when he allegedly molested his son. Aside from that, you can talk about the Michael Irvins, whatever the coke-ish situations that happened there. We don't know all the ins, not about that. Him walking around with the fur coat in court. Okay. T.O., Dez Bryant. T.O. and Dez Bryant together right now can't shake a stick at what's taking place in the Cowboys locker room or with this particular generation. I don't think this generation takes football serious. I think everybody wants to get paid, and after they get paid, that's it. They're only concerned about getting paid. They're not concerned about winning trophies. They're not looking at the legacy of the Dallas Cowboys. And first thing, before you can become a Dallas Cowboys, you must understand what comes along with it. The lifestyle, the pressure, the now 18 teams that you have to play. All 18 teams have circled your team on the calendar. If we don't beat anybody on our schedule, we want to beat Dallas. This team is soft. It doesn't have a backbone to fight. They're talking about CeeDee Lamb's shoulder, Dak Prescott's leg, and I get the quarterback inability to be mobile as a liability because he is the one instituting. But let me say this. I've seen Jack Lambert play with a club on his hand. I've seen players play with limbs that were hampered, and you could not and would not get them off the football field from playing and being effective. You know, you talking about the Deacon Jones, the Mean Joe Greens, the Randy Whites, and These guys, man, Lawrence Taylors, they played football. It was, if you're not ready to play football on Sundays, then you know what? You're doing the wrong thing. Do something else. Find something else to do, because nobody should get you prepared to play a football game on Sunday. I mean, hell, I'll get out there and play right now. Just say win, get 10 and let's go. These guys are soft, man. They are soft and charming. And to see our team in disarray it's crazy. It's crazy that we have diminished the game that we all love to jersey exchanging, a jersey exchanging event. You got your teeth kicked in, and now you want to exchange jerseys with the enemy. When did San Francisco and Dallas become jersey exchangers? As I remember clearly, that Clint Didier catch against our Dallas Cowboys in the back of the end zone, whether he had on stickum or not, that stings, that bites. I remember all of the games that the Joe Montanas of the world beat us with Jerry Rice. I remember the rivalry with Ricky Waters playing running back for the Philadelphia Eagles as Randall Cunningham was their wide receiver. I remember the rivalry with Phil Simms being the quarterback of the New York Giants. And they run the ball all over us. Bill Parcells raising the trophies. I remember Joe Gibbs, and I remember Joe Theismann and Art Monk and the Fun Bunch doing the high fives, or the Fun Bunch, whatever you want to call that, rah-rah, in our end zone, and we trying to break it up because you're not going to do that in Dallas. I remember T.O. as a San Francisco 49 receiver going to the star, putting his hands up like he is the star of Dallas. And our players are not having that. These were dogs. We lost the games in part, but they protected the turf that this is Dallas. Where are these guys at now, man? What do we have now? What do we have now? We have a bunch of players who want to be podcasters, social media gurus. Well, hell, they might as well be fighting Jake Paul, not Mike Tyson. Might as well, right? So where do we go from here? Do we tank? Do our fans show up with bags over their heads like the Jets, or it used to be the Lions? That's funny. Where do we go from here? I'll say this. Remember when Dak Prescott got hurt? And you remember when Cooper Rush came into the game a few years back when Dak really he was done for the season. Well, no, he wasn't. He got hurt, and then he came in and played. And Dallas Cowboys pretty much, at the hands of Cooper Rush, had their season rejuvenated. I hope that there's something within this team that will cause that to take place. Albeit Cooper Rush was very, 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 very rusty today. But he was working with what he had. If the Dallas Cowboys do not see that not keeping Martavius Bryant, a 6'5" receiver, 200 and probably 28, 30 pounds maybe, who can give you everything that Turpin cannot give you, Tobin cannot give you, and any other receiver they have on the roster, besides CeeDee Lamb. These are fire hydrant receivers. And you're throwing the ball to these guys. Did you see Turpin could not handle the catch because, for one, he's too small. Two, he had defenders over him. He did not have an opportunity to reach the high point of the football to maintain the possession. Did you see the point? There's two occasions that Turpin could have scored a touchdown. The moment was too big. He's a small receiver. One was on the punt return. The other one was just a catch and run. Lost your footing. It's like the helmet was too big and he could not lift his head to run through the adversity to score a touchdown. So listen, this is what Cooper Rush has to work with. Inexperienced receivers having an opportunity because of the starting receivers are down. We may not have CeeDee Lamb next week. I'm not sure about Brandon Cook, but this is what we have. If we're going in to play a Philadelphia Eagle team with Devontae Kirpin at the X and Tolbert at the Y, you do know what kind of game this is going to be. Ferguson is playing. I think he's still hurt. I think Ferguson is still hurt. And he showed it in one play where he grimaced after the catch. I think he's still hurt. So this is what on offense, this is what we have. Defense is a totally different story. Everyone now wants to talk about Micah Parsons. They want to talk about, oh, we have Micah Parsons who will be in better shape because he can put pressure on the quarterback. Listen, newsflash, Micah Parsons was playing when Dallas lost 3 games. DeMarcus Lawrence was playing when Dallas lost 3 games. I don't see a difference maker that the Dallas Cowboys can lean on to get them out of this game the way Cooper Rush did when Dak Prescott was hurt the first time. We had a team. We had Dan Quinn as the defensive coordinator. We have Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer, for whatever reason, cannot institute any rushing attack against any team. And I get it, he's working with some players who are not household names. And for the most part, I will give the defensive line a little bit of credit because they're trying to play, but they just don't have the talent to get the job done. Well, here's where I talk about Jerry Jones. You're the GM. You're the GM. You said beginning of the season that you are all in. I said to myself, and I said on the podcast plenty of times, I don't know what Jerry Jones is doing. He's cooking up something, but I don't know what that something is. I came to the realization, because Jerry Jones didn't make any moves, is that Jerry Jones is not going to do anything. He never had done anything in free agencies. He's never done anything with trades. Jerry Jones is going to stick what he has got. And that's it. He's not going to fire Mike McCarthy. He's not going to fire Mike Zimmer. He's going to stick with what he got for the rest of the season. This is what we have. This is what we have to look forward to. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. It's going to make you want to throw up. Please, if you just bought a 70 or 80-inch TV, don't break it. What we are watching, what we have seen with this team is not worth it. It's going to be tough to see our team not be competitive, not have that oomph. Remember what Bill Parcells said when it comes to players, don't anoint them just yet. I'm saying the same thing with Micah Parsons. I'm saying the same thing with Diggs or any other player that we have under contract. Don't anoint them yet because they haven't proven or done anything worthy of anointing. Period. I'm going to give it to you straight cut. They haven't done anything. Oh, absolutely. I totally agree. I totally agree. It's beyond comprehending this team, this organization, every organization, every team is fighting and scratching, but this team. No, they're not. No, they are absolutely not. And this is what takes the fans way back on their teams when they have been rooting for such a long time. It's because these players now want to be celebrities. These players now want to hang with the Shannon Sharps, the Shaqs. Well, these guys have done something. Shaq, Shannon Sharp, RC. These guys have done something. Now I'm not sure whether RC won a championship, but Shaq and Shannon, multiple championship winners. And so I'll say it again. I've never seen this Cowboy team look this bad. Oh, absolutely. I guarantee you, we definitely do, man. I'm all for let's do something together. Um, put it together, man. Let's make it happen. Let's link up and definitely, man, try to make some sense of this thing, man, because it's absolutely ridiculous that we are watching our team that we've loved for many, many years put up some bullshit. That's just what it is, man. Mike McCarthy, bye-bye. And I'm gonna say this in closing about this guy. If you do your research on Mike McCarthy, see, nobody has really done this, but if you do your research on Mike McCarthy, the Mike McCarthy before 2010 was a great coach. Oh man, he did all the right things. He put everything in perspective for his team to win. But after they won the Super Bowl, remember Eddie Lacy had over 1,000 yards rushing. He had over 1,000 yards rushing. I think around maybe 1,200, close to 1,200, maybe 1,500 yards rushing. After that year, yeah, I'm a truck driver. I can't live without this thing, man. I gotta. Yeah, I'm definitely a truck driver. You hit that on the head, 100%. But Mike McCarthy has lost whatever it was, and now he is that guy. After Aaron Rodgers' numbers skyrocketed from, I think he had about 2,500, 3,000 yards to after 2010. 44 to 4,500, maybe 5,000 yards passing. Take a look at the running back numbers after 2010. After 2010 for Green Bay, look at the running back numbers. Down, tremendously down. If you're going to be successful in this team, now think about it. Mike McCarthy has never sniffed the championship since he and Aaron Rodgers won in 2010. But Aaron Rodgers is that bad man. But they haven't won a championship since 2010. Mike McCarthy is doing the same thing, or he is at least trying to do the same thing with Dak Prescott. Take a look at his running backs. He never went and got any player on the offensive line that can help Dak Prescott, one, stay upright, two, open holes for the running back, three, stay on your blocks and keep the defenders at bay. Close the gaps. Nothing. He does not value the running backs. He values quarterback. And the offense is going to go through who? The quarterback. So this is why we're seeing non-production with Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott is a scratch. We're seeing Rico Dotto coming up with these weird illnesses. Rico Dotto only have 300 plus yards in 6 games. Well, no, it's more than that. Well, he missed one, so I'll say 7 games, 300 some yards. Okay, the numbers are down. Dalvin Cook comes in, and everybody thought that Dalvin Cook was going to be the best thing since slice one. Not. Running backs are just shot. Okay, so this is the Mike McCarthy that we have. He's not going to change. Leopards don't change their spots nor zebra stripes. This is who we got. So if I was you guys, I would not wager on the Dallas Cowboys in FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM, whatever. I don't care what it is. Don't wager on the Dallas Cowboys. Don't think that CeeDee Lamb is going to get 4 and 5, 3 or 4 touchdowns. And nah, man, drop it. If you do that, you're going to lose your money. We're just going to have to suck it up. Treat this season as what it was or what it is. I've said it before, I think around the 3rd game of the season, said the Cowboys are not going to make the playoffs, man. They're not going to make the playoffs. Not playing the way they're playing. And Jerry doesn't have any motivation whatsoever to better this team to even put them in a position to compete in the playoffs. It's not. So this is going to be a tough one. But I will say this, man. We still them boys. we are still them boys. And if you're a ride or die like me, you're going to bleed blue and you're going to salute the star and you're going to continue rooting for this team. Rain shines through the snow, good, bad, or indifferent. And so all I can hope for, man, is we to come together some kind of way and let's try to get Jerry Jones out of there before he ruined whatever we got left. Well, that's not going to be because Jerry Jones has a lot of money. So my brother, Sports Junkie, hey, man, we definitely need to link up. Let's get together and try to do something on the joint venture, man, with this podcast, man. I love to interact. I love to dialogue with what's happening with the star because right now, from what I'm seeing, it looks a mess, man. It's terrible. It's like I said, I've never seen anything like it before, man. I've never seen this. I've never seen anything like this before in what we're witnessing with the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, guys, subscribe to the channel, like the content. Really, really appreciate your input, your views. Sharing is caring. And how about them Cowboys? Sports Junkie, man, send me a message, man. Let's get together. Let's talk, man, and see how we can make this thing work. I'm all for it. Bleed blue, baby. Bleed blue. Yeah, I'm blue right now. Hey, man, listen, I'm out. I'll talk with you guys on tomorrow. Let's make it happen. I'm Roll Star Sports, making sense. And damn, we lost another game. Peace. Salute.